Welcome back to the Advanced Selling Podcast, the longest running sales training podcast history. I'm Bill Caskey.
I'm Bryan Neal. Cranked up volume over here. Cranked up volume. You scared me, Bill.
Did I?
No, it wasn't you. It's me.
Okay.
Yeah, never you. It's me.
It's not you. It's
I
me.
had my headphones potted up a tad high.
Potted up.
It's an old school radio term.
I know, but it's all slide now. So
it is.
You say you have it slid up?
Actually, mine's not. Mine's potted.
Oh, it's really potted?
Yeah,
You got a
roadcaster's got it potted. I'm doing it right now. Potting it up, potting it down. Sorry to interrupt. Carry on.
Oh, boy. We should do a whole episode on what we remember about the radio game.
What we should do is we should record a couple podcasts on some old equipment. We should find some abandoned radio studio and wire it up.
It's funny.
Sorry, you were saying.
Yeah, so we are glad you're here with us. If you have not checked out or joined our LinkedIn group, we're going to be doing, is it okay if I announce this?
Oh, please. Yeah, of course.
We're going to be doing a live behind the scenes broadcast on April the 7th. Is that right? Is that
right.
the
Monday?
April the 7th at probably 9 to 9:15, somewhere in there. We'll be letting the Advanced Selling Podcast LinkedIn group know about that, and you'll get the link to that. So if you're not a member of that group, make sure you get in and join it. We'll accept you. We'll come out and do an interview with you at your home, sometime, a 3-hour interview, but usually you're good. And we'll accept you, and then you'll get access to that live. And it'll be interesting. It's the first time we've done it. We just hatched it this morning. So here we go.
Hatched. It's great. We were going to try to do it live today. I told Bill, not in good studio form, got a baseball hat on. Woke up. I'm in this pattern of waking. Do you sleep through the night?
No.
Personal questions. Okay. No. I'm in this pattern of waking up, and it's like a
3:30. 3:30.
No, it has been 3:30. Last night it was 1:30, and I was up to 4:30, and then I fall back asleep. I'm dead tired, so I'm moving a little slow this morning. Not really good live energy, so to speak. So, but April 7th, I'll be coming off the spring break. Hopefully, have a little color from the sun.
Yeah. Color. I'll have to get some color before you get here, so you're not overly colored compared to me.
Real quick.
Yeah.
We've talked about songs. We've talked about different instrument solos in the past. I don't know that we've talked about this one. We've talked about a marimba solo, xylophone solo. Uh-huh. We've not talked about a trombone solo, I don't believe. But I found a trombone solo in a really great song. It's a little obscure, but really awesome, by Paul McCartney. Do you know what it is, Bill? That has a phenomenal trombone solo in it. Obscure. It would be Wings era. Wings.
Okay.
Wings era.
God, no.
A song that you definitely know, but you wouldn't have. It's not like a mainstream song, but definitely was on the radio. You definitely know it. But it's got a great trombone solo. And I'm not going to play it because I don't want to get sued by certain.
No, please don't. By Paul McCartney, especially.
Although maybe I do. Or at least I want to get a cease and desist from him.
Get to know him. Yeah.
Yeah.
Look what I got. I do not know. I'm not really familiar with him in that area.
Oh, no problems. That's the song "Let 'Em In." Let 'em in. Someone.
Oh yeah.
Wah, 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 right? It's a trombone.
Yeah.
We never talked about trombone solos on the podcast. So if anybody has a really fire trombone solo you want to drop in the comments.
Funny thing. Speaking of trombones, we saw Trombone Shorty.
Oh yeah.
Who came to the Palladium up in Carmel. My wife got tickets, and so we went, and he was really good. I mean, he had a whole band, but man, I tell you, that's a lot of work playing the trombone for 2 hours. He was really good. And he was on the Super Bowl. I don't know if you knew that. He appeared pregame, I think pregame or something, and it was Trombone Shorty. I'm like, oh, look at there's Trombone Shorty. My wife Jane goes, who? I said, Trombone Shorty. We saw him 6 months ago. Nope, no recollection.
None. Was she there?
Trombone Shorty. So the trombone, not her favorite instrument.
No, but good trombone solo is worth the wait. Okay, what else we got?
What else we got? Okay, a couple of weeks ago, we did an episode on why every salesperson should have their own YouTube channel.
Yes.
And we got some good comments on LinkedIn. We posted it, and we got some good comments, and some yes, some no, but that's cool. Well, Marcus Sheridan, who some of our listeners may know, Marcus wrote a book called They Ask, You Answer. And his whole premise is you come up with the 50 questions that your prospects or suspects have, and then shoot video answering them. Yeah. So that when a person goes to Google or YouTube and says, why should I buy sales training for my team? You've already shot the video called "Why Should I Buy Sales Training for My Team?" And
Yes.
so the idea there is to tap into search, but also put these videos on your website. And he did a post the other day, and he said there's an argument to be made that in the next 5 to 10 years, your company's YouTube channel could be more important to your brand than your company's website. Why? Gen Z already prefers YouTube significantly more than going to a website. YouTube is the second most popular search engine, obviously next to Google. And Google's dominance in search diminishes because of platforms like ChatGPT, Perplexity, Claude. YouTube could become the lead horse in this race for attention and learning. Number 3, doing SEO is much easier on YouTube than it is on Google because there's a lot more appeal for video. Consumers increasingly expect immediate, transparent, and visually compelling information. And 5, AI-driven recommendations will only get better. They'll be looking more to YouTube to give their searchers what they're looking for. So there's a lot of arguments there. And he doesn't speak specifically about sales professionals, but I think the same concepts apply.
That's fantastic. And let's not forget, YouTube is owned by Google. So Google's a little agnostic on that one. They're going to go where the eyeballs are. And same, they're going to go. So it doesn't matter. People are like, well, we like Google. We like SEO. It's like, well, it's the same mothership. And what they want eyeballs, and they want money in exchange for the eyeballs in the end. That's what they want.
That's right.
And I can validate as a parent of 5 Gen Z humans, all they do is watch YouTube shorts. That's all they do for everything. Even if they're going to learn something that's serious, and they're just not watching like the 10 best, NFL catches of 2024.
Right.
It's everything. And so I love that we did that. I love that Marcus validated that. Yeah. And the other thing with these concepts of YouTube channel things or whatever you want to call it, it's just a matter of starting. It's just a matter of start. I think people think they're already behind, so they don't start.
I agree.
You know what I mean? And you have nothing to lose. I mean, just like, it just doesn't matter.
Do you find your clients are enthused about video?
No, I don't think. No, definitely not enthused. I would say they are a combination of intrigued and intimidated. Those are the two words. They're intrigued and intimidated,
but not enthused.
But not enthused at all. No, I don't know one of them that's enthused. I'm sure there is one. I just can't think of them.
That's the only word I could come up with.
One. I haven't worked with them in a long time. I had one client who was very enthused, but yeah, intrigued and intimidated would be the words that I guess most people would fall into.
Yep. I think you're right. I think most people are intrigued because they probably see other companies in their niche using it well. And so they know there's something there.
Yes.
And intimidated because it's a different style of communication.
Yes.
And I've been harping on it. So I'm becoming beleaguered with harping on it. But for those people who use it, they will see results. If nothing else, they'll be able to use these videos as assets in the sales process. So it's not like about trying to get 1 million views for your channel. That's irrelevant.
And I may have mentioned this in the past, but I use Pascal's wager to help me with things like this. Pascal's wager says if God does not exist, if you don't believe in God and God does not exist, there's no harm done. But if you don't believe in God and God does exist, much harm is done.
Trouble.
Yeah. So you might as well. I think of things like YouTube, any social media sorts of things are like that. The downside is 0. The upside is infinite. So why wouldn't you try? Why wouldn't you try? There's literally 0 downside.
And there's no cost. It's not like you have to buy a $10,000 camera. I mean, your phone will do.
Yes.
The platform is free. Yeah. I mean, the platform gets paid when you produce video that other people want to watch. And so it brings people to the platform. So they're doing you a favor by think about 20 years ago. To get on video, you would have had to go down to your local, local O, PBS, NPR, whatever. And so the point there is, go back and listen to that episode if you haven't. Check out Marcus Sheridan. He does a lot of posting on LinkedIn about not just about video and YouTube, but about the new media and the role it's going to play in sales professionals' lives.
Yes. And if you're intrigued and intimidated, work on being more intrigued and less intimidated.
Yeah.
Work on that. And just like Bill said, you've got your phone, just shoot some video on your phone. Don't tell anybody, or delete them. But I don't know. There's just no reason to not do that. I just can't find a reason to not do that.
my granddaughter, she has her own YouTube channel. Her name is Sawyer, and she calls it the Sawyer Show. We had some design. It's really, really interesting. And so when she comes over here, like she did yesterday, I say, "Hey, you want to shoot a video?" She said, "Yeah, let's shoot a video of me reading a book, me reading The Lady and the Tramp." And so I said, "Okay." So she grabs the book. We turn on she goes, "Let me know when it's on." I said, "It's on." She goes, "Hi, everybody. My name is Sawyer." And if you were to see her out at Starbucks, she'd be very shy. And she's like super introverted compared to her twin brother, who is like mayor of Carmel. But when she gets on camera, it's a different girl. I mean, and she's only 8, but she looks at the camera and said, "Oh, by the way, if you haven't subscribed to my channel, make sure you click on the button below." You know, she's heard that so many times. And I watched that. I sent it out to my family the other day, and people are like, "Who is that girl?" She never, but and she shows a picture, and she's, "Hey, do you like this book? I really like it. Tell me what you think in the comments." Oh, God.
Book reviews, sir. What a great YouTube channel.
I know.
7, 8-year-old doing book reviews. That is genius.
Well,
should keep it going. That is genius. And you're bringing up an extra. We're almost like going to stay in this topic now at this point, right? I mean, geez.
Maybe, yeah.
I think it's a great topic. I know we already did it, but I have noticed. Have you ever met a social media influencer like live that's got a pretty substantial following? I mean, you know, medium. I'm sure you have at some point. So there's one particular that I know that has a really, really large following, and they're one of the most introverted, boring humans I've ever been around live in person.
Really,
they live their life staring at their phone. Like, yeah, and so. But they light up on that video, and then everyone follows them and does all their stuff. And so I think there's also, if you're in the intrigued and intimidated mode, part of the intimidated mode is, well, I have to be like your grandson, the mayor of my city. You have to be gregarious, and you don't at all. You can be introverted and shy. The great thing about the video, if you're shy, is it's just you and the camera.
It's just you.
There's no one else there most times. And then once it's up, you know? And so.
Yeah, I turn the camera on for her. I leave the room because she's told me, you know, I don't want you in the room. And so then she's herself. Now she's just talking to the camera, to the lens. And and I think we do, you know, as kids, where we lose our maybe we become more self-conscious as we get older. If you're 45 years old and you announce to your buddies at the bar tonight while you're watching the, you know, NCAA game, "Hey, I'm starting a YouTube channel." They're going to look at you like, "What are you, nuts?" That's for 12-year-olds. That's for 8-year-old little girls. What are you doing? 45? No. So you'll get all this feedback. What you've got to understand is people are going to YouTube to search for things that you do. If you do not believe that, then you haven't been following search behavior. You just haven't been following it. And then we'll just chalk it up to ignorance, not to you know, lack of competency. So I would be careful about who I shared it with, but just start. Just go start. Just start.
And
get reps.
That's it. And all that becomes valuable. And then to your point, I've been working. I love we've been working a lot with what I'd say are non-sophisticated companies in terms of like some really industrial type, old, you know, inertia type businesses. And what's great about working with these people relative to video, the first is you talk about a green pasture to run in, because you get into an aged video or an aged market, you know, so you sell whatever you sell, like construction equipment or something like that. Nobody's doing video.
Nobody.
So it is wide open if you go first. If you're a first person there, it's yours. I mean, you own it for sure. The other thing that's so cool about these other businesses, if you're in any business that's outside sales and you're physically in places, is there's so much cool things to video if you're out and about.
It's a unlimited
you're driving
library
everywhere. And now if you're a tech seller and you're locked, you know, a lot of young tech sellers are locked behind their Zooms or doing demos. That's, you know, then they have to turn into influencers. That's their version. But for the rest of us, you're out and about, you're driving around town. You do this all the time, Bill. You do this all the time so well. When you're on a hike, you're on a walk, you're sitting at Starbucks, you're driving. I know you're not watching the camera when you're driving, but you know, it's just awesome.
And if you're in machine sales, let's just say, which I know nothing about, but if you're in machine sales and there's a certain feature that one of your machines have that nobody else has, you might have 99 features on your machine, but this one really kind of juices you, kind of gets you a little, oh, this is pretty cool.
Yeah.
You can shoot a video with just that little feature, like just that one thing, and talk about, man, I love this thing. I know for most of you it's not a big deal, but this thing is really helpful. Just shoot that.
Yeah.
You don't have to be, like shooting 1,000-word essay on the whole business of machines. You can just pick out one little thing that intrigues you.
It's it.
And that's the beauty of video is being able to, for us, I mean, sometimes I feel like I'm shooting a lot of direct-to-camera videos, and that kind of gets boring for the people. So I've got to find other things that I need to shoot around the office, spreadsheets, maybe, and that's a struggle for me, but most people don't have that struggle.
No. And I love the demonstratable element of any sort of physical or outside product is just anything like that is interesting these days. To give someone a tour, it doesn't matter what, if you sell semi-trailers, just go and jump up. Most people have no idea what the inside of a semi-trailer looks like. I drove a forklift, so I do, but most people don't. You're like, this is interesting. Like the wood floor on a semi-trailer is actually like a basketball floor. It's really nice. It's really clean, really neat.
Really?
It's just things you never thought of before. And everybody has the ability to do that when you're out and about. It's a huge thing. So
okay, so do we keep going down that
we're deep. We're deep. I think we should stay on video. Not kidding.
Okay. Well, let's talk about content. Let's talk about, you've convinced me that I need to be a little bit more intrigued and a little bit less intimidated than I have been. You just talked about one thing, which is visually showing a thing that you sell. So some kind of visual representation or visually showing a part of a thing that you sell. That's good.
Yep.
I'm convinced that if you're going to do direct to camera, sort of personal creator or personal brand building video, that's powerful, but you have to have something to say that's compelling. And I think the most compelling thing is to something the customer would want to hear about, like a common question. One of the things that we did, I don't have it in front of me, but I went through and listed what are the top 100 questions that a person would have if they're either considering training, coaching, maybe problems that they're facing in their world. And those questions could all become videos. So you could start the video by saying, hey, one of the questions I find people have a lot is, how do I justify investing money with my sales team? I mean, aren't they good enough the way they are?
Yes.
That's a typical question. Here's my answer to it. And so you're just answering questions.
So good.
Another way to do it.
And here, I'm going to do actually. So here's my phone.
Okay.
We're going to talk about, so I put the video thing on. So the video.
Video thing, camera. Okay.
Yep. And I'm like, I just go, hey, I don't have my AirPods in, but I'm recording with my friend Bill. There's Bill over there. And I just want to show everyone the equipment we use. We use these little Rodecaster things. Bill knows what that is. Mm-hmm. That's what a Rodecaster is. So if you want to do a podcast, you need a microphone, some sort of thing like a Rodecaster and a computer, and a really good podcast partner.
And a really good partner.
That's it. The thing.
No, you're not. Yeah.
Anyway, cheers. Anyway, so I just did a video. It's chopped up. It's rough, but it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter because someone's going to go, oh, Rodecaster. They're going to go, what? Now let me look up digital recorders, or how do I get a podcast partner? Whatever. There's just going to be something there. And you can use that. And I cannot put that up if I don't want to, but I just want to show everybody if you're intimidated or whatnot. And, it's just starting is the trick.
Yeah.
Now here's a thing on the content element that I get a little hung up on is you don't have to be the guru in your content. A lot of people see that, like you said, we're going to go direct to camera. Everyone thinks that you have to have something, pithy to say and that sort of thing. Why not make your customer the hero of your video?
Or should.
They should, right? And if you ask people if they would like hop on a StreamYard, that's what we use to record this, or a Zoom and say, hey, I wanted to ask you a couple questions about what it's like to be a CFO for a construction company. And it'll take about 12 minutes. I got 3 questions to ask you. Send the questions ahead of time and then record a CFO of a construction company that's your client. If you have 4 of those, you just produce 4 videos where the customer's the hero of the story. You didn't have to do anything except organize it and ask the questions. Yeah. And they do it for you. And then when you're going on your next sales call and the CFO's like, well, I'm not sure we need to invest in this. Like, well, here's a clip of 2 of our customers talking about it. And then you send it over. Or it's just sitting on YouTube and the CFO's like, how do I justify the cost of a new machine? And your video pops up. That's just like, ugh.
True.
You know?
That's great. Spotlight your customer,
Yes.
which will eventually turn into spotlighting other people who aren't your customers,
Yes.
who could be prospects for doing business with you. I love that. I love that. I mean, it takes a little thinking. It's a little bit more complex than shooting direct to camera, but if you don't want to be the star, which that's fine, you should make somebody else a star, or a technical person inside your company. Probably most of your companies, there's people who are smart. They know certain things about technical issues that you don't. Interview them. It doesn't have to be a 30-minute. It could be a 5-minute interview.
Yeah. Yep.
That's a really good idea. All these ideas of content are out there. In fact, you might even just go to ChatGPT or whatever your AI is and say, hey, I'm thinking about doing more video. What are 20 ideas that you can give me on who I should be talking to, what kinds of formats I should use? It'll give you 20, 30 ideas. Then you say, 17. I never would have thought of that. That's easy.
It'll do that. It'll give you a whole podcast launch plan. I did it last night when I couldn't sleep last night. I did that for a football thing. Gave me the whole thing. Gave me it did a what do you call it? Like an album cover art.
Okay.
Instantly. I mean,
using ChatGPT.
Yeah, I did it. I mean, it literally took 20 minutes at 3 a.m. this morning.
Yeah. Then you got excited. Then you couldn't see it.
I do it right. You do, but it says, "Would you like me to make a podcast plan? And would you like me to come up with potential guests and the first 10 episodes?" I'm like, "Yes, please do that." Yeah. And you're going.
I love it when I use Claude, but it doesn't matter. It says, "Now, do you want me to go a little further?" Yeah, yes, sir, I do. You don't have to ask me anymore.
I'm guessing that's on purpose.
Yeah. So those are so we got frequently asked questions. We got interviewing clients, interviewing technical experts within your business, interviewing prospects or spotlighting them. We've got just what are you interested in? Gary Vaynerchuk, I've watched him for a long time. And one thing that I noticed about the way he does his videos, not all, but most, is he shares with you what he's fascinated by.
Yep.
I'm interested. I'm fascinated by this idea of XYZ.
Yep.
Let people into your brain. Let them know you don't have to be the know-it-all. You can be the person who's interested in something. And, I was thinking, why am I interested in that? Well, I went to college for this, but I don't know if that's the case. And I hear this from clients all over the place. So what do you guys think? Are you interested in this topic? Do you want me to do more on it?
It's great. So good. So funny you bring that up too, because in my restlessness, insomnia episode last night, I also saw a post about Joe Rogan, and it was from a marketing guy on LinkedIn. But he said one of the reasons Joe Rogan is so successful is he only talks about things that he's interested in. Yeah. He talks about psychedelics and weed and stuff like that. He talks about UFC and fighting. He talks about politics, talks a little bit about health, and that's what he talks about. Yeah. And he goes deep on these things because he's so deeply interested. He's not trying to impress anybody.
No.
Or talk about something he knows nothing about and he's not interested in. It's not about that for him. It's so real. I love that concept.
And he's also interested enough that he's done a little research and he offers his, he weighs in too. Whereas like Larry King was good at asking questions, but Larry King never weighed in on the topic.
Yes.
So if you never heard Larry King say, I know you say this about weight loss, but one thing I've experienced is when I stop eating blizzards every night, my weight kind of goes down. I mean, is that me? You have to bring in your own stories. Joe Rogan is really good at that because he has a wealth of knowledge, breadth of knowledge, about a lot of topics. And when you get into the health and fitness area, you better be ready for him because he's well-versed in that. But that's exactly right. I love that.
So I'm going to give a very bold recommendation here to our listeners. Right now, like if you're driving, wait till you stop. If you're working out, wait till you're done working out. And when you're cool down, go to YouTube or Google how to start a YouTube channel and go sign up and log in and start your channel and just put it up there. Just open your YouTube channel. Now you've got a place to deposit these videos you're going to produce. But just take the first step on that. Don't just sit and wait on it anymore and lean into it and try to find that, let that intrigue, take you down the path. So take an action on it. That's
I love it. 1 hour. You'll have a YouTube channel up in 1 hour.
Probably
you won't have videos on it, but just get it up It's
get it up. That's it. Just start.
All right. And let us know. Let us know in the LinkedIn group whether you do it or not. And post it there. We'd be glad to share it. In fact, we'd be glad to share people who have YouTube channels maybe already on the episodes. If you have something you want to share, we'll be happy to do it. We've got 10, 12, 15,000 people. Who knows?
Awesome. Okay. Good.
All right.
All right. See you next time.
Next time. Bye.